Today, a federal judge in Baton Rouge hears arguments on Louisiana's controversial new Ten Commandments law. Before the law requires tens of thousands of posters go up in schools by January 1st, it has this lawsuit hurdle to jump. Rob Masson has an update.
This hearing began promptly at 9:30 this morning in a legal challenge brought by the ACLU and the group Americans United for Separation of Church and State. They are challenging Louisiana's Ten Commandment law, which has been proposed by Governor Jeff Landry and approved by the Louisiana legislature. The lawsuit was brought in June, just a few weeks after the Louisiana legislature approved Governor Jeff Landry's push for the Ten Commandments to be posted in school classrooms. On the stand this morning, Professor Stephen Green, a scholar on constitutional law, who testified that founding fathers Thomas Jefferson and James Madison wanted to disestablish state religion due to events of the time. Professor Green testified their main concern was for freedom of inquiry and freedom from religious conflict and coercion. Attorneys for the state of Louisiana will get their chance to argue in favor of the new Ten Commandment law either this afternoon or tomorrow. This hearing is expected to last 2 days. From Baton Rouge, Rob Masson, Fox 8 Local First.